Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one,
I'm Erin the Believer.
and boy, are my dogs barking.
Oh,
That's all I can think of.
okay.
Well, I have really got nothing to say except for that I thought, God, my feet hurt. So
Oh,
just thought I'd start off with that.
well, let me brag. I got a pedicure this weekend.
Oh, you bitch.
I,
Without me?
I know. Sorry. I went with Jewel.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess if it had to be anybody else,
Well, I was kind of bummed you weren't there because
I'm so funny.
you're always there when I have an awkward pedicure.
Oh, and you had another one?
Yeah. So I was joking a lot that I was like, man, my feet, they're rough. Whatever.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was getting up and I said, "Oh my gosh, they're beautiful." And the technician goes, "They are now." It's like,
Oh.
okay.
I don't need the backhanded compliment.
Okay. I already
Oh.
admitted that they were rough. Rude. Kind of funny, but kind of rude. It was funny.
That's funny. I mean, the things that technicians get away with,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're all a little rude and it's
Yeah.
hilarious. But it always makes me laugh. I'm like, I get it. Listen, if I had to be hunched over someone's dirty feet all
Yeah.
day long, I'd be pretty bitchy too.
Right.
So I get it. I'm like, touche.
Yeah. There was this little lady who was getting her nails done, like catty corner to us. And she was cracking up at the guy across from us getting a pedicure who was very ticklish.
Oh, funny.
And every time he would stop laughing, they would start doing my feet. Like we were like back and forth. We were both cracking up, but as quiet as possible. And I looked over at her, I made eye contact, and she was rolling. She was like, "You all are killing me. You're both so ticklish. Why are you here?" I'm like, "What? My feet are rough."
Yeah, I got to get it done. Clearly, the technician thinks,
Yeah,
I needed it.
I'm getting shade over here.
That's hilarious.
Well, this weekend I had all of the youngest nieces and nephews at my house.
Oh, yes. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah. It was a fun day. It was fine, but there was a lot of mediating going along.
Oh, always.
And Kevin took a glorious nap. Must have been nice. He slept 4 hours. So, and when I say 4 hours, I didn't mean number 4. I meant 4 hours.
Like
Probably more than 4 hours. He slept a long time.
Wow, smart man.
Yeah, so it's fine. So when it was finally time for them to settle down,
Kevin woke up.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, what are we going to do now?" I went and laid down, and he was playing some game on his phone.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "What do you want to watch?" Because like I need to be entertained. I need something happening in front of me right now that's not children.
Right.
And he's just like, "Oh, I don't know." And he keeps looking at his phone. So finally, he's like, "What do you want to watch?" I said, "Well, what I want to watch is trashy TV that like you have no interest in, like reality TV. I want to watch Perfect
Just
Match,
trash,
which is the most trashy show I think I've ever watched in my life." Somebody recommended it to me, and I was like, "I really want to start it this weekend. I want to watch it, but you're here, so I'm not going to watch it." And he's like, "Well, okay, well, like shitting around. I don't know, what is he doing?"
When I say that, I mean you go ahead, babe, watch it, and I'll roll over and go back to sleep.
Exactly, but he wasn't doing.
Didn't take the hint.
He wasn't picking anything, and he wasn't saying anything. So finally, I was like, "I'm going to start it, and when you're ready to, get in the game,
what you want,
we'll change it. But I'm going to start this." Biggest mistake of my life.
Oh no,
he is so into it.
He loves it.
We watched 4 episodes that night.
Oh my God.
And then I'm like, "Well, can I keep watching it?" And he's like, "No,
not with that."
Oh, are you kidding me? This is like what I live for during the week when nobody is here to judge my TV. I just watch garbage. And now I have to sit here and wait for you to watch this trash show.
No, the worst.
I know. So now I'm just patiently waiting for Friday.
You have to watch classy shit.
Now, like by myself, like an adult. It's ridiculous. So
you're there watching documentaries by Morgan Freeman, like, oh God, learned so much.
I did watch
Barack Obama.
Oh, okay.
I'm not just throwing out names. Barack Obama narrates a new one of like Planet Earth series.
Oh my gosh, I would totally listen to that.
Right. And it was so weird because I was on Netflix. You know how they'll just pop up and it'll start talking?
Oh, yeah.
I was in the next room and I'm like, who is that talking? I know that man. Like, I know him.
Yeah.
I felt like I knew him. And I ran in there like expecting it to be like narrated by like someone in our family. And I was like, this is so smart. Barack Obama. You get to listen to his voice
such a good voice.
Oh,
a sexy voice.
So sexy, right?
So sexy.
Right?
Our sexiest president.
Absolutely,
for sure.
hands down. So yeah, I was real pumped about that.
He actually got sexier the older he got.
Oh, right? That's
like,
not fair.
He got when his gray hair really hit. I was like, oh,
there
this
it
is my
is.
Obama.
Yep.
Is it warm in here?
It is. It is not the wine. I'm going to tell you that. So, hey, check that out on Netflix.
Okay, I will. I just finished a documentary yesterday when I was homesick for the 15th time this school year.
You.
I watched the Murdaugh.
Oh, I want to watch that.
Murders or whatever.
Was it good?
Yes.
Good.
It is a wild story. You definitely should watch it.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's wild. Yeah, definitely watch it.
It's that wild. It made you make sounds.
Yeah. So did Barack Obama, and I haven't watched it yet.
Hey. It's like about giraffes.
Okay.
But hey, it's the sexiest giraffe talk I've ever heard.
Oh man. Is he like now here on the safari?
Yeah, he totally is. He's totally Barack Obama. It's great. You did a great impression.
Oh, thanks. It was 3 words.
Yeah, but it was really good.
Thank you.
No, I watched I Think We Have a Ghost. Is that what it's called? Or We Have a Ghost?
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, somebody put I think it was Paula.
Oh.
No, it was Amber. Somebody put it on our Facebook page and said, who's watching this or something. So I thought, I'll give it a try. It was so cute.
Yeah.
And I watched it kind of like you would do a series. Like it's a movie, but I kept starting it and stopping it, you know, because life gets busy, which I almost liked better. I thought, I wish they would have made this into like a 3-part series. But anyway, super cute. The character, you know me, good character development. But it was lighthearted, but a good heartfelt story. Definitely
not scary.
No, definitely. I would not say scary by any means. It's also got.
Would like Paula think it was scary?
Paula
or Birdie
would probably be terrified. Birdie, absolutely. Birdie's house would be haunted after she watched it for sure.
Birdie's house is already haunted.
That's true, but it would become even more haunted. But she would like that ghost. He's a good ghost.
Okay.
I mean, there is like one scene where he becomes really scary. I won't spoiler alerts, but. You know he's faking scary, so it wasn't really that scary, but it was super cute and the storyline was great, so I definitely recommend it. It was fun.
Nice. Like in Monsters Inc. when Sully pretends to be scary.
Kind of, only like really grotesquely scary. I mean, he becomes like demonic a little bit. But you also know he's like at one point somebody told him to be scary.
Yeah.
And so at one point he's like in the scariest thing, he like looks over and winks at him like, how am I doing? So yeah, it's really good. It's a cute little storyline and lighthearted, just fun to watch.
Okay, cool. Well, we do have a ghost here. We have a ghost. I have my next update for you.
Oh, that's right. This is official.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
We can go right into stories after this, but this happened this week.
Mm-hmm.
And the funniest thing about this podcast is that it's like changing my brain chemistry.
Yes, Aaron, that was exactly what my debunk was going to be.
What?
That now that we do this podcast,
you can't debunk before you hear the story.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, now I want to hear your pre-debunk.
My pre-debunk is just that you are wired for sound. You're looking for things to happen, and therefore you're going to find something.
Nope. This is the most. I can't deny this. The most out of anything that's ever happened.
You said that last week.
I know, and then it upped itself. It got bigger.
Okay. Is this ghost trying to prove itself to me?
I think so. It's rude because it's the wrong sister. But
but we always record here, so it's like I'll give her material.
Yeah, but like ghost, do it while she's here. Oh. Do it right now, and then don't do it ever again.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, proof. Worth a shot. No proof. Worth a shot. Okay. So, but what I was going to say is that it has changed my brain chemistry because the first moment I heard it, I was like, and then the second was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then I thought, no, it's still really scary. That was really scary.
But I have something to talk about.
Yeah. I like went under my covers with a smile on my face, like, oh my gosh, there's totally a ghost.
What happened?
Okay. So the other morning, it was like 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
I woke up because my oldest daughter is off early to school. So I woke up when she went out of the house. It woke me up. So I got up to go to the bathroom, fully awake.
Okay.
Like I tried to ignore the fact that I had to pee. I couldn't ignore it. I had to get up. I peed.
That's the worst.
I went and I laid down and I'm laying there and I have not fallen asleep. This is maybe a minute that I've been laying in bed.
Okay.
And just then, and you know how I've told you how quiet my room is.
Uh-huh.
Penelope sneaks up on me all the time. In fact, I'm always a little paranoid that she's in there. Like I always look like, no, I thought I heard her. I didn't. There's nothing there.
Okay.
Now I think maybe there has been. So anyways, I had just looked like, did somebody walk in? No. And as soon as I put that cover down, I heard, which is impressive because my room is so quiet. I heard boom, 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 like feet running away from my bed. And they sounded small enough, like that the feet were close together, kind of. But also, it must have been a heavy footprint because I could hear it. And then, as soon as it got further away, the door that I left cracked open, shut. Boom, 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 shut. Door shut. You explain that to me.
What's underneath the foundation of your house right now?
Nothing.
A big old possum that I saw 2 weeks ago.
You cannot put footprints on that floor.
No, but let's say there is, we don't know because we didn't, I mean, you were there when they built it, but there is some sort of board pattern happening underneath your foundation, right?
Okay.
So then maybe there's another like flat surface, and that possum that was big old boy is like boom, 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 boom. And wherever he gets to the joint of your door, hits that joint and your door shuts.
I cannot visualize what you're talking about. You think there's like a second floor underneath my floor?
Not a second floor, but you know, like what's that called? That really thin
plywood?
Plywood. Like maybe they have plywood under there.
There's not. I watched them build it. I watched them build my floor. There is plywood, and then directly on top of that is my flooring.
Okay, well, he's on a beam.
No. It sounded like it came from my side of the bed, ran away, and right when it would have hit that door, the door snapped shut. How come the door snapped shut?
Because he hit the joint of the door.
No, absolutely not. It didn't sound like skittery.
Yeah. I mean, this was a big old boy.
Say it again.
Big old boy. You didn't see him. He was big. He was a big old boy.
Was he a big old boy?
He was a big old boy.
Whatever. I've got a ghost. I would love to believe your theory, although I don't really know if I want a possum living under my house.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
But I was scared.
Yeah.
But I was also really excited. But it was really scary, and I'm not inviting it back in.
Now, okay, here's my question, because you have talked about having a child ghost in this house.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was that child ghost?
Kind of.
Do you feel like it was something else?
No, something about it felt childlike, even though it was so heavy.
But did something about it feel familiar and childlike?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I felt that presence. Like, that happened a lot when we first moved in, and I haven't really felt that since. But I don't know. I wasn't super scared. Like, I was scared and then immediately excited. But I think that has more to do with the podcast than the presence.
Like, you didn't have time to sit in your fear because you're like, oh my gosh, it's happening.
Yes. It was wild, Megan. I mean, it was like, I could not have imagined it.
You don't think that it could have been like Penelope or someone running up to your door?
No, because I waited.
Yeah, but what if sleepwalking was happening?
No, it was 6:30 in the morning. No, it wasn't. It was not. It wasn't.
They're asleep, and then they sleepwalk, and then get to your door. They shut your door, and then like, wait a second, what am I doing? Turn around and go back.
No.
Okay.
It sounded from beside my bed. Boom, boom, boom.
A leprechaun. It is almost St. Patty's Day.
You solved it. Never mind.
Just trying to think of something little that would make a pitter-patter sound, and all I can come
ghost.
up with is a possum.
You would believe a leprechaun before a ghost?
No, that was just for comedy.
Okay.
But leprechauns are cute. They're fun to believe in.
Oh, now have you seen that movie?
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's like trying to make the Easter Bunny scary.
That'd be a good March movie.
That would be a March movie. That's fun. So you have a possum, and we will get rodent control.
I've got a ghost, and I'll tell myself it's a possum, but it ain't no possum, even if it was a big old boy.
Okay, well, I'm just excited to see what this possum does next. It's like it's writing Aaron in your shower and now it's scurrying. I mean, it's like all over the place.
We can't have both of those things happening and you just ignore them.
No, we can have both of those things. We can have, the more I looked at that picture of it saying Aaron, I really do think that it was the way you squeegeed it somehow.
There is no way.
Because the lines are so perfect.
It does look like a squeegee. But
right.
It doesn't look like I did it. I think I wouldn't have done that.
Maybe somewhere in your subconscious you did that.
No, I did not.
You love yourself so much.
Oh my gosh.
I think that it squeegeed in there somehow and it just, yeah.
You are ridiculous. Mm-hmm. There's no way. Well, I think we are ready to tell some stories. Are you ready for that?
Let's get to them.
Well, I am going to read a story from Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Beth says, my paranormal experience at the Mark Twain house.
Ooh, nice.
Hello, my name is Beth, and I have a fun story for you.
Okay.
I live in Connecticut, and I love to visit all the museums around here. One of my favorites is the Mark Twain house. Not only do they have the Mark Twain house, they also have a center where they host all kinds of talks about authors. It's a really cool space, so I really like going there. Probably what was now like 20 or 30 years ago, one of those ghost hunting investigation groups on the Discovery Channel actually went to the Mark Twain house to look for ghosts. Since that time, the Mark Twain house has added ghost tours to their list of tours.
Of course.
They regularly have.
Of course they did.
Of course, I've taken this tour. In fact, I've taken it 3 times. I really like that each tour guide has different stories to share or different personal encounters that they talk to you about. The groups are relatively small. It's been about an average of 10 to 12 people every time I went. On my second time there, the tour guide told us that they've never had a big experience in the house. They have experienced lights that they know they turned off, turned back on, and some doors that they thought closed, then became open again. I do feel like these can be quite easily explained.
Yes.
The house is old, so the doors don't always latch shut completely, and I'm sure the electrical is not all that up to date either. The tour guide talks to us about other people's encounters with ghosts that they have seen and talked to us a little bit about what the ghost investigation team had found. Mark Twain, also known as Samuel Clemens.
Huh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Our maiden name is Clem.
That's right.
Maybe we're somehow distantly related.
Well, Uncle Donnie.
I know. He does look like Mark Twain, but he also
He didn't just look like him. He played his character at Dollywood for
that's right.
20 years.
He also looks like another famous writer, too.
Ernest Hemingway.
Ernest Hemingway. Those two people do do not look a lot alike.
Unless you're Uncle Donnie.
But they V into Uncle Donnie. Uncle Donnie looks like both of those people. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So Mark Twain, also known as Samuel Clemens, originally built and raised his family there. After that, the house became a school for boys, I believe. The house is currently decorated in historical pieces from the time that Mark Twain and his family lived there. The house is a basement and has 3 floors above it. In the center of the house is a large staircase that isn't quite spiral, but does have a center to it, so the center runs all the way down all 3 stories of the house. I can't picture this.
I can't either. Like a pole?
I think like the stairs in the middle, so it branches off. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Could the stairs be in the middle?
I don't know. As I said, I can't picture it.
Okay.
But I would love to look it up or even go.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Well, we got connections. We're related. Clearly.
We got to go to Connecticut?
Yeah, I think
we got to go to Colorado first.
Yep.
And then Connecticut. Okay.
Yeah. Angie said we're welcome up in Canada too.
Nice.
Our group was the last one to go through the house. That meant that we should have been the only tour in the house. The tour guide took us into what was Mark Twain's children's schoolroom. There were desks along one wall, and there was a large fireplace on the wall that was adjacent to the hallway. Out into the hallway was the large center staircase. See, center. I'm thinking it's in the middle.
Center staircase. In the middle of what?
Of the house.
Okay, well, that could be in the middle of the house.
Yeah. And it branches off to each floor. I bet we could Google it. But Mark Twain's house probably.
So yeah, it just maybe goes up and then branches off and up and branches off.
Yeah.
But not a spiral.
Nope. That's
what was confusing. I'm picturing a spiral.
Yeah, I don't know.
Staircase with something in the center of it.
But it specifically says not a spiral.
Okay. See, I need to listen better. Okay, go ahead.
There was one of those portraits. The shadowy portraits where
it had the ghost eyes that moved from left to right.
Okay. I don't know what this is. I'm just going to read it. I don't know what this is. It says, So it must be common, but
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe you have to be from Connecticut.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. There was one of those portraits, the shadow portraits, where it was the face and they traced it on above the fireplace. Do you know?
Is she talking a silhouette? Like you put I used to do these in school. So you take a projector against the wall and then you get to stand there and they trace your silhouette.
Maybe.
That, like your shadow, right?
Yeah.
So a shadow portrait, is that what she's talking about?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Which is an odd thing to have above your fireplace.
I mean, yeah. I guess
Just
kind of
like
like a cameo,
silhouette.
like the
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I think that's kind of normal.
Okay. I mean, I should stop judging
Mark Twain time.
Mark Twain's house, I guess, and a staircase. What are you talking about in the center of the house?
Okay. We could hear some noise in the fireplace, like there was some sort of wind or something in there.
Or a possum.
Well, you're really into possums right now. My friends and I were standing by the doorway and the fireplace, trying to determine the source of the sounds. At that moment, we very distinctly heard the voice of a man that sounded like he was walking on the first floor, underneath the opening of the staircase. My friend ran and looked over the railing. Ooh, that's a brave friend. Being that we were only about 5 feet from the railing. If there had been a person, we absolutely should have been able to see them. Everybody else in our group, including the tour guide, heard the sound. We could not make out what the man was saying, but everyone very clearly heard a man's voice. It started off softly, got loud, then got softer again, as if he were walking underneath the staircase and the echo was coming up through the center. Our tour guide grabbed his walkie-talkie and said, "Is anyone else in the house with us?" The response came almost immediately from the security guard. Oh, not from a ghost. I thought you would be so scared.
No, what? I was so confused.
No.
Let me try again. I'll be scared.
Okay, no. Okay, so the security guard says, "No, I'm back at the center. I'm the only one here, but you and the tour." The response made our tour guide look slightly uneasy. They nervously laughed a little and made some kind of joke about ghosts on our ghost tour. Well, all 3 tours were very unique, hearing different stories, not only about Mark Twain times, but also ghost stories. The second time was the only ghost encounter I had there. I wish the voice had been clearer so we could have understood what it was saying. It is hard to chalk it up to being the wind, considering we had also heard the noise from the fireplace, which was distinctly different. I would absolutely love your thoughts on this and the fact that all of us heard the same noise at the same time, and all of us came to the same conclusion.
A leprechaun. I'm back to leprechauns. There was a little leprechaun in that fireplace, and he's like, "Hi ho! What do the leprechauns say?
I've got a pot of gold.
Come to get my pot of gold." Yeah, we know I can't do that accent. So anyway, what about a bird?
Okay, a bird in the fireplace.
I mean, that's pretty common. Some sort of animal. I won't go possum since I already went there tonight. But some sort of animal, like a big bird that maybe has like a deep sound that comes from it.
Okay, oh no. So you think they're both the bird?
Yeah, I think it was the bird, and then I think the sound came from the bird. They never said that there was like a word said. They just heard a voice. They heard some sort of sound.
But it sounded like they heard talking. They just couldn't hear it clearly enough.
Parrots can talk.
Why would there be a parrot in Connecticut?
How do you so you know the fowl population in Connecticut?
I know that parrots probably are not natural habitats of Connecticut.
Who said it has to be natural? What if the neighbor next door has a parakeet?
Have you ever heard a parrot? They don't.
Oh, they absolutely talk.
I know they talk.
Have you ever heard a parrot?
I've heard a parrot, and sometimes they do sound like a man. I don't think it was a parrot.
It could have been, though.
Imitating a man. It could have been. Stretch. It's like you're not even trying anymore. That is the biggest stretch you've ever given.
It could have been. Okay, but really, they don't say that they heard. They even say that they cannot hear what it said.
Yeah.
It just was noise coming from something. So it could have been a bird, maybe an owl, something that makes a sound. I mean, a cat. Have you ever heard a cat in heat?
Yeah, but that sounds like crying. It doesn't sound like a deep voice.
But okay, a male cat in heat. I don't know. I'm just saying it could have been some sort of animal that had like a low guttural growl or something like that, and it was mistaken for a ghost.
I would give you a bird in the fireplace.
Yeah.
Like you hear that, you hear a noise. What's that? I don't think what they heard in the fireplace and then the man's voice down below are the same.
I'd also love to see the layout because I really can't picture it. And when they said, if you look over the railing, you should be able to see it.
Yeah.
Like, well, what's underneath you? Because if you're looking over the railing, is that just a wall?
I don't know. I'm
I don't either.
Googling it.
I would love to see the layout of Sam Adams' house. Who we're talking
Mark Twain.
about? Mark Twain's house. I've only had one glass.
Oh, it's a beautiful house.
Well, okay, let's see the center. Oh, look at that. Very, very haunted, though.
It looks so haunted. Oh, okay. Center stairs.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, everybody needs to Google this. Right now, stop what you're doing and Google this because it definitely gives me more of a visual, obviously. Captain Obvious right there. But also because if you look over the railing, there's lots of places that people could be. This room back here, underneath that stairwell.
But aren't they on the second floor and they're just looking down the first floor?
So even if you look down there, I'm sure it's the same kind of layout. It's like very puzzle pieced together.
Oh, that makes so much more sense looking at it.
Yes, boy, that was a confusing staircase story.
Yeah. Not as confusing as the owl staircase story, but
right. But then again, could just be an owl.
I don't know.
They look over a railing. There's so many places that something could be.
This is from the ghost point of view.
Ooh,
looking up.
Yeah. See,
looking up at Beth.
Oh, wow. Those are beautiful pictures. We should put those on Facebook.
Man, we should go.
This I know.
Is so beautiful.
Look, where was it again? How quickly I forget when I drink wine.
Well, I don't think you're right. I think it was a ghost, obviously, but that's how we end every episode.
Also, yeah, right. Also, I didn't go what you thought I was going to go with.
No, you didn't. I thought you would say either.
It's a guided tour and da-da-da-da.
Yeah, it's a guided tour and they're putting it on, or somebody else was in there from the tour that they missed.
Yeah, which really that's what I want to go with, but
no,
I knew that's what you thought, so I went with bird.
Okay, well, they're all wrong.
Well, I introduced a third.
Okay.
Plausible.
A third bird?
A third bird.
Was he a big old boy?
He was a big old boy. He was a third bird.
Yeah. Thanks for writing in, Beth.
Yes, Beth. Great story. And thank you so much for introducing us to Sam Adams' house.
Yes.
And why can't I think of his name? What's his name?
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
And since you're new to the podcast, Beth, you should know that when we go to Connecticut, we're probably going to try to stay on your couch. We're couch surfers.
Yeah, and we have no boundaries.
No. You wrote in once. Yep. We're friends for life.
Best friends. Thank you, Beth. We're so happy you're here.
We're going to move right along.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to start calling you Bethy. It'll be great. I'm going to go get some more wine.
Okay.
I'm up to bat. Here we go.
Nice.
So I'm super excited about this. This story came from a Reddit post. I just kind of started going through stories, and if they were good, I was like, hey, may I? Can I? I also hope they're okay with it. They gave me permission, but I didn't say the name of our podcast. Because, you throw that word skeptical in there with some real believers, and they get real
you're
defensive.
Usually pretty protective over that.
You know what?
Caution to the wind.
Caution to the wind. We need stories, people. So I'm like, look, do you give us permission? That's all I need to know. And they did not hesitate.
I think by law, that's binding.
It is. They said, sure, LOL.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, we might get canceled. Like that one lady tried to cancel us, but whatever.
Whatever.
It didn't work.
Yeah. Good try, though, Glinda. What was her name? Who knows?
What if she became a loyal listener and now she's like, I'm re-pissed.
Yeah, all over again. Okay, but this is why I'm so excited about this story is that I kind of feel like there's a neat little history lesson in here.
Okay.
So was Mark Twain.
I know.
This is we are becoming academics.
Yep. That's one word for it.
Yep.
If you all could hear my unedited version of that story, you would not say that. I stumbled. I'm not even drinking tonight.
It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So this person, though, writes, and they're from Kentucky, or the story is about Eastern Kentucky. And I didn't even realize that.
Great. We don't even have to stay on their couch.
I know. Well, I mean, we could, though. Eastern Kentucky is kind of far.
Yeah,
4
that's
hours.
true. All right.
We might as well.
For safety, we'll stay there.
There you go. Okay, so this story is from Farcy Fan, Farcy Fan.
Okay.
Nope. I don't know how to work Reddit, so this is from someone on Reddit. There's 2 usernames, and I don't know which one is which.
Okay.
It's either from High Strangeness or Farcy Fan 15. So what I'm really excited about is that not only are these great stories about Kentucky, but there's 3 parts. Ooh. So we're going to read the first part tonight, save the next 2.
A saga.
Yes, a saga. Okay, so story number 1. Where my dad's family lives is up in a series of ridges and hollers. Gotta love that word, hollers.
I do.
That for the sake of this entry, I will call Webb, Kentucky. My dad's entire lineage has lived there since the 1800s. I have looked into our family tree, and it is chocked full of history. From an old, I love this, from an old one-armed Irishman who built the 2, like one-armed Irishman built
what?
A 2-story log cabin.
Oh my gosh.
With 1 arm.
That's amazing.
Only the Irish can do that.
That's right.
Where my father's family grew up, and where his grandparents, my great-grandparents, lived their entire lives. Where the following story takes place is at my uncle's house, which is the 2-story log cabin built by the said Irishman. My uncle died in 2010 of a massive heart attack on his porch at the home, and most of the time it's since sat empty, except for my aunt, my grandmother's sister, staying there during the spring and summer. The house itself has had a history of paranormal activity, from disembodied footsteps coming from the upstairs room. You know about that?
I can relate.
They used the word disembodied, though. That was pretty
Well, that's
powerful.
what I meant. That's what I meant.
Sure. From disembodied footsteps coming from the upstairs rooms to voices and apparitions. My whole life, my dad and his sisters and brothers had always swore that this house was haunted by the spirits of my great-grandparents, the one-armed man who built the property, and possibly even my late uncle who died there.
Wow. Now, did anything ever happen in their shower? Because we got the disembodied.
Strangely enough,
footsteps.
It squeegeed Aaron? Right. And it wasn't even made out of glass.
Well, there was an Irishman.
Wild. Irishmen love the name Aaron.
Irishmen do love the name Aaron. If I could tell you how many times I've walked into a bar and an old man will go, Aaron go bragh, every time.
Aaron go bragh.
It means long live Ireland. And I hear it. I hear it at least 10 times a year.
Oh, I'm so glad I picked Aaron for your name. I didn't.
Thanks, Mom.
I didn't. I picked Emily.
Oh,
when we voted, remember? I was like, ugh,
yeah.
Aaron, such a boy name.
Well, it's a boy name, and it's, you know, you get a lot of attention from old men with it.
I also could not ever picture you as anything other than Aaron.
Yeah, it'd be weird. I wouldn't. I'm not an
You're
Emily.
not an Emily. Like Emily's are too. Nope, we're just not even gonna go down.
Yeah, let's not do that. I feel like you're about to insult me.
No, or Emily's.
Okay, you're about to insult somebody.
Yeah, so let's just stop.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. But that isn't the only thing that happened there.
Ooh.
Get ready.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited.
In the late 90s or early 2000s, somewhere around that time, my uncle, who loved spending time out in the woods day and night, coon hunting with his pack of hunting dogs, was out one night. So Kentucky.
Did he get one of them coon squallers?
He did. Have I ever told that story?
I don't know if you have.
Might have to tell it again.
Yeah.
Okay. As soon as I read that, that's exactly what I thought. My uncle, who loved spending time out in the woods, coon hunting with his pack of dogs, was out one night on a nightly hunt. According to my aunt, who heard the story from my... Oh, this is the best. This is also so Kentucky. You ready? According to my aunt, who heard the story from my uncle, who retold it to my grandparents later. Oh, I love it. That he was in the woods when something chased him out with great success.
Oh.
He said he could hear bipedal.
Bipedal.
Bipedal boppity boo. He said he could hear bipedal walking trailing behind him in the woods.
Ooh.
His coon hounds, who are akin to predators, seemed frightened and wouldn't chase after whatever it was.
Oh, man.
He fled through the woods as he heard whatever it was chasing him from behind. He barely made it home by the skin of his teeth, as whatever it was chasing him all the way back to his property. He retold this story to my family a few weeks later while visiting.
Oh my gosh.
Sasquatch in Eastern. I know, in Eastern Kentucky.
Oh, it's so close.
I know, it's the dream. We should go there and sleep on this person's couch.
Oh, or camp out in the woods. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Know, I would in a heartbeat.
I know you would.
In a heartbeat.
Scary.
I've been wanting to go camping like soon.
You got real country when you said that.
Well,
I've been wanting to go camping real soon.
We're here in Eastern Kentucky.
Hey,
what better time? Yeah, let's go camping.
Yeah, there's nothing to debunk there. That was Bigfoot.
It was Bigfoot, 100%.
And we have some new listeners, I think. And so if you don't know what we're talking about, bipedal.
If you don't know Bigfoot, I'm like, who doesn't know Bigfoot?
Welcome to our podcast where we introduce you to Bigfoot.
Also, welcome to the world. This is called Earth. We have Bigfoot here.
Clearly, there's Bigfoot.
Clearly.
You should go back and listen to our Bipedal Boppity Boo episode. Is that what we named it?
Surely it is, don't you think?
Probably. I think it's episode 2.
No, I think it's the very first one where we're talking about Sasquatch.
Yeah, clearly a Sasquatch or something like that.
Anyway.
I don't know. No, because it was Megan's story.
You're right. If you're new, just here's what you do. You go back and listen to them all.
Listen to them all.
Yeah.
That'll do it. All right. We have nothing to debunk in that last story.
Yeah. Totally Squatch.
Fully support Bigfoot and all of his wandering around. And of course, you better get out of his forest if he wants you out.
That's right. You better hightail it out of there.
That's right. I can't wait for part 2 of the saga.
I know. I'm so excited.
Okay. So I'm going to read another one just because we got story rich and I got a hole in my pocket.
Yep. That's right. Let's read it.
Okay. So this is from Holly.
Hi, Holly.
Hello, it's kind of long, but I hope you enjoy my spooky story.
Always.
About 3 years ago, when I started working at a popular alternative clothing store, it rhymes with schmott topic. My coworker told me that the store was haunted by a ghost that they had named Bob. She pointed to a small door at the top of our ceiling that was open. He opens and closes it whenever he wants, she said.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. I thought she was trying to freak me out, so I just shrugged it off and assumed someone was using a ladder or one of our clothing hooks to reach it. And then in parentheses, we'll get back to this.
I'm sorry. I zoned out at one point. Where's this door? Is it in the ceiling?
There's like a little door in the ceiling, yeah.
Okay, that's why I thought it was so creepy. And I'm like, wait, why did I think it was in the ceiling? Yeah. It was because they said it was in the ceiling. Okay.
Imagine.
That's what made it creepy, like just imagining something opening it and closing it real quick from the ceiling.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Very spooky.
Because customers should not be up there.
No.
Okay.
No, not good. Okay, nothing happened at first, but then I started to open and close alone, and Bob took this as an invitation to introduce himself.
Ooh.
I was in our back room one night, turning off the lights and putting the safe away so I could finally head home. I was bent down closing the safe when I heard the door handle to our back room rattle. I'm an anxious person, so my head immediately whipped up to look at the door. I watched the door handle move down again and snap back like someone had just let it go. I slammed the safe closed and called out to see if anyone was there. No one answered, so I quickly grabbed my things and a box cutter before finally making my way back out onto the sales floor. I was in such a rush to just get out of the store, I forgot to clock out that night and had to awkwardly explain to my store manager what had happened.
Also, did you lock the safe? Did you make sure all the money was in the safe?
I used to be a manager at a store, and I'm pretty sure once we closed it, it automatically locked.
I know. I used to as well. And I can just imagine the till out there and you're counting, and it's like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah. That's what it's like. We didn't mention whether or not she saw somebody. Holly did not look. They're like, I got a box cutter and I ran.
And I'm out. I'm out.
Goodbye. Mm-hmm. You don't pay me enough, topic. Things only continued to get weirder after that. Bob continued to play with the door handle anytime I opened or closed. Oh, I hate that. Mm-hmm. I started hearing someone say my name directly in my ear.
Ew.
When no one else was in the store, but me and one of my coworkers. And I kept catching glimpses of a person walking in the corner of my eye. But when I would turn to greet them, no one was there. The small door close to our ceiling continued to open and close as he pleased. And one day, my coworkers and I decided to try and investigate what was inside of it. We always, I know. Oh, that's like fun when you've got people with you.
Yeah.
Not when you're by yourself.
And also like on a boring day of work, you're like, let's go up there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm getting excited thinking about that.
But wouldn't you be like, what if there's a squatter in the store?
Yeah.
I would not.
I would totally be like, let's do it. No. If I had backup.
No.
Oh my gosh. If you had people with you, you wouldn't go. You would. You're a follower.
Oh, that's true. Good
Remember?
call.
Yep.
Remember how I was trying to argue with you, but then you said I would, and then I followed you? You're
There
right, I
was.
would.
There was. Yep.
We always joked about it being where Bob lived, but we wanted to see what was actually up there. We grabbed the tallest ladder we have, and I climbed all the way up, but was still not even close to the door. We had the tallest person we had on team climb up, but they couldn't reach it either.
Well, how fucking tall is this mall?
It is a tall mall, apparently.
Okay.
Since we couldn't see what was inside of it, we decided to use one of the clothing hooks to push it closed all the way. When Bob would close it, he never closed it fully. We pushed the door until we heard it click, and it was fully shut. And we thought maybe that would be the end of it because we had trapped Bob in there.
So they didn't go in?
They couldn't. They tried.
I mean, jump. Oh, I really wanted them to go in. Okay, it's fine. Go ahead.
I came back the next day to open, and the door was wide open.
Oh.
I had closed the night before, so I knew no one else had been in there, and it was closed when I left. We saged the store, and then COVID hit, so we all left for 3 months. During that time, it was decided that I would be temporarily taking over as a store manager at a different location, and after being there for 7 months, I had forgotten about Bob back at my store. When I returned to my original store, everything seemed fine. The door would still open and close, and Bob would still mess with the door handle, but that was about it. Until he decided to follow me home.
Oh, wow.
For some context, I had just moved back in with my mom to escape a really abusive relationship.
Oh, wow.
I'm totally okay now. Thank goodness.
Good.
And I think I was extra emotionally vulnerable, which he latched onto. One night, I was lying across my bed after an especially long shift when I heard a knock on my window. Knock, knock, pause. Knock, knock, knock. I assumed my brother was trying to mess with me, so I immediately flung my window shade up, but no one was there. I looked around our backyard for a moment to see if anything was close enough to my window to accidentally hit it. There was nothing. But after a second, I felt someone or something or something's eyes on me. So I closed the shade and went and sat in my mom's room until she got home. The feeling of being watched was constantly in my room over the next few weeks.
Ew.
The knocking continued, but the store was now quiet. No one messing with the door handles, and the small door in the ceiling hadn't moved because it followed them. I was laying down to go to sleep one night, and just as I was starting to drift off, I heard a whisper in my ear. I was no longer almost asleep, but wide awake and paralyzed. I tried to sit up and couldn't, and started feeling pressure on my legs, like someone was grabbing me. I sat there, unable to move for what seemed like an eternity, before the pressure vanished and I was able to get up.
Sleep paralysis.
I know, but listen, that's what I thought too.
Okay.
Even as a skeptic, I thought, well,
that is like right
classic.
There. It is
Sleep
classic.
paralysis, but then just wait, okay? I spent the rest of that night out on the couch with my mom's cat, and whose line is it anyways in the background?
What? Oh, the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
As I scored the internet for some kind of answer. I felt like I was going insane. My friends knew about the knocking on my window, but I didn't tell them about me feeling watched or what happened that night. I knew they were worried about me with everything else going on in my life at that point, and I didn't want them to think I had finally lost it.
Oh.
About a week later, my friend Kay spent the night. We were laying down, and I was almost asleep. Kay started calling my name and asking me to wake up. I asked them what was going on. They said they heard a whisper in their ear and someone was grabbing their leg. Exactly like what Holly said, okay? Did you notice that? Same spot. Okay. That was my final straw. I turned all the lights on in my room and told Bob he wasn't welcome at my house. Kay looked at me like I was kind of crazy, but I told them about what had happened to me a week earlier. And then they understood why I was freaking out so badly. The next day, I talked to the owner of our local metaphysical shop. Look at this. That's our second time learning about a metaphysical shop.
Amazing.
And she told me I needed to cleanse my room and seal my windows and any mirrors. So I did just that. After I cleansed it and put the signals on my windows. Ooh.
Signals?
Actually, it says sigils. S-I-G-A-L-S. I'm assuming they just forgot the N, but what if that's something?
Then you need it for your shower.
Oh, I do. I need a sickle.
You need a sigil or a signal. We're not sure which one.
We're not sure.
If you're from a metaphysical
shop,
location.
Yeah. Tell me how to clean my shower spiritually and not just squeegeely. Okay, after I cleansed it, and I'm going to say signals, put the signals on my windows and mirror, I felt a huge weight come off of me. I no longer felt watched, but the knocking on my window continued for a few weeks. Oh, no. I want everything to be better.
Right.
What creeped me out the most was that the knocking was distinctly on the outside of my window, like Bob was tapping outside, but it made me realize that the knocking I heard before was from the inside of my room, not outside of it.
What?
So once they cleansed, Bob was pushed out and now is knocking from the outside.
I mean, I get it.
Oh, no. That
get
is
it.
so scary.
I get it.
That's so scary.
Is it, or is it like, how did you realize that?
Because it's so scary.
But also in your, okay, it is, it's so scary. It is so scary. If you go to like just taking that at face value, it is very scary.
Yeah, I want you to go knock on the inside, and then I want you to go outside and knock on the outside and see if we
For
can hear
real?
the difference.
God.
Hold on. No, I'll do it right now. Look, I can do it.
No,
It's right here.
You've got to hear it.
No, I'm doing it. You've got to hear it. You're the one who doesn't believe anything.
Okay. I want you to hear that there's not much of a difference.
Inside.
I gotcha.
Outside. There's a difference.
There was not a do it again. It's because you tapped lighter.
I can't. There's a screen. I can't get enough momentum.
That sounds exactly the same.
I don't know.
But I
this
think
is like science with the sisters.
Science with the sisters. When we run out of stories, that's what we're going to do next. Science with the sisters. Which will be more comical than this podcast because while I believe in it, I don't know how it works.
Oh yeah, no, I have no idea.
Science to me is also just magic.
For sure, 100%. Also, fully believe it. Fully believe that magic.
Tried to explain electricity to Miles the other day. Totally sounded like magic. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever tried to explain.
Yeah, or think about like cell towers. It goes like all the way up to outer space.
No, we don't talk about all that shit.
That is magic.
That is magic. It is.
Oh my gosh.
How, when you turn a television on,
nobody knows.
All I can picture is Willy Wonka.
How do they fit in that screen? It's so flat.
It's amazing.
How can like you people see? Were really in your screen? Did you get it?
No, I got it.
Okay.
But for real, how? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
It's all magic. How does one thing happen in one place and then we see it? It's fine.
I think I kind of understand that.
You do how? It
cameras.
Goes to the cables. Right. How do cameras work?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know that.
See?
You can like
dig a little deeper.
You can build a little camera and that really blows my mind.
Yeah. All of that. How did anybody ever think to do that?
I don't know. It's crazy. It's so wild. I don't know. Okay. Debunk though.
No, yeah.
You're trying to stall?
I was stalling. Well, no, there's just so much to unpack here. Which part do you want me to debunk? All the way from the beginning to the end?
Let's talk about Bob rattling the door and opening the hatch.
Oh, in the store.
Yeah, in the store.
Okay. In the store is 100% a voyeur up in the rafters.
Yeah, I could see that.
And like trying to look down on people who are changing in schmop topics.
Yeah, that's not good. Also, the fact that it was like wide open that next day makes me feel like it even more because they were like, don't come up here. Yeah. Don't mess.
Right. Like I'm going to freak you out so you don't look again. Absolutely. Like don't mess with me.
Yeah. I really hate that thought, but that is what I, even as a skeptic, could see.
And
even as a believer.
Yes. We're turning
it's just a typo of my mouth.
Slowly.
I wasn't typing anything. It was just a fumble of words.
So that's what I think. I'm not even going to go squatter. I'm going to go somebody who likes to peek in on people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gross, disgusting, but they do exist.
Yeah. And the mall, it's like not locked up above the mall.
Absolutely.
Like up above stores.
Like could you? Oh, are you watching Last of Us?
Yeah.
Did you watch last episode?
No, I haven't watched last episode yet.
Oh my gosh.
We were busy watching Perfect Match. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
dumb.
kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. We can't watch it on Sunday because he goes to work on Sunday.
Okay, well, watch this last episode and get back to me.
Okay.
It's all in the mall. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to spoil, but it all takes place in a mall.
Okay.
But exactly. Like there's so many variables in a mall that I can't just go, oh yeah, this one little store in the mall is haunted.
Okay, but what about the door handle and nobody's there when they look?
How is nobody there?
Google's talking to us from a whole different room.
She needs to chill the fuck out.
That was, what are they talking about?
She's just gibberish. She doesn't even know what she's talking about anymore. She's talking about animals and Greek mythology. Just stop, Google. Okay, anyway.
What if that was a ghost that made it go off?
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Aaron,
I'm sorry.
It was
I'm sorry.
not. It
Okay,
was because
I'm sorry.
I asked the question and somehow.
But not about that, and not even in that room. And you got 2 Googles right here.
Dumb AI mind. Well, okay, so you think
don't say dumb. What if they take over and now they're really pissed off at you? But you're in my house.
Okay. I'm going to need you to take a deep breath.
Okay.
Let it all go. Be in this present moment with me, and here we go.
Okay.
So we are talking about voyeurism.
I had such a big gulp of tea in my mouth right then. Okay.
Yeah, that shit's for real. I think that the door handle, like jiggling, is absolutely somebody behind that door.
From above still? But like when they go to open, they're not there.
From above? What are you talking about?
Like, are they still up in the ceiling when they're messing with the door handle?
No. I don't even know if it's the same person. I don't know if it's...
See, that's where you lose me. Because when they, like, immediately, they went out with a knife cutter, a box cutter, and they didn't see anybody.
And the door handle was inside the store.
Yes.
Yeah.
To the back room.
See, if you are savvy enough to figure out that opening and like, who knows what you're doing up there and how long you've been up there. And if you are living there and then you know all of the ins and outs, and you as the worker, you don't even know all the ins and outs. You just know what you see like just right around what's in front of you. Yeah. You come in, you do your job, you leave. It's not like you're up in the rafters, you're doing things, you're crawling behind tunnels. You don't know all of that stuff. But that's how malls are built.
Yeah. You know, I am a follower. We've discussed this, but you know what I'm good at? Inventing little things. And you know what I would have done if I was in that situation?
Yeah.
I would have taped my phone to a broom and press record on a video.
There's videos out there like that, and they creep me the fuck out.
Oh, it's so scary.
Did you see that one? Of course, it's TikTok, so I'm like, it was totally real. Could have been so fake. But they did that, and they found a squatter.
No.
Oh, and it's horrible. And it's like a little shriveled old man, kind of. And he like looks over. Oh, he's got like his whole like little house set up in their attic.
No.
Oh, it's horrible.
That's horrible. Yeah. Oh, a shriveled little old man, but he was alive.
I mean, yeah, and here's the thing. Let him live there. What's he doing? What's he hurting?
No, I don't like that.
I don't think he was like checking out people or anything, like being gross. He just needed a place to live.
Okay, there's other ways to help that situation.
I don't know. Sometimes I worry about this world. But anyway.
Oh my gosh, it scares me.
I don't know. I think I would be like, look, dude, here are the boundaries. Light footsteps. When I'm trying to watch my show, it's really no partying after
10 p.m.
Right.
Okay.
Stop chewing so loud.
Okay. Now listen. Once Holly left, it followed, like the movie, but no naked people. I don't think. Worst movie.
Worst,
dumbest, movie. Scariest movie I've ever seen.
Oof. Bizarre.
Anyways, it followed them, and then everything at the store was quiet.
Okay. So, Holly, this is maybe your first time listening. So I feel like I need to go light on you, but also this is such a good story that I feel like I really need to do my job here.
Okay.
Okay, so by Holly's own admission, they're going through a really rough time.
Okay.
Emotionally, things are happening, which thank God you're okay now. But you were in an abusive relationship, so you are fragile as far as your emotional state.
Yeah.
I think when that happens, we can feel we feel unsafe.
Yeah.
So when we feel unsafe, there's a lot of perceived things there as threats. So to me, like feeling like you're watched makes sense. Feeling unsafe in your own home would make sense. You're going through a time in your life when something very traumatic has happened. So you're heightened to everything, which makes total sense. So I think that that's where that comes from. Where I feel that like I'm being watched. I don't feel safe. I'm on high alert to everything. That's like your neurosystem going into overtime, like just working all the time. And then I would say the knocking happening as frequently as it did might not have been knocking, like knocking. It could have been something else happening in this house that you haven't lived in a while. You don't know that it's coming from that. It's just you hear knocking, you go straight to someone's there.
Okay. But they weren't scared at first. They thought it was their brother at first.
I get that, but then when your mind goes like, okay, maybe it was this, and then it's not that, then I'm going into overdrive of like, what could it be?
Okay.
And you just had like a weird squatter who moved out at the same time. That's ironic that you moved into this house. And I'm not laughing at this period of time in your life. I'm just laughing at like my ridiculousness of trying to make all this piece together.
Right, because it's too hard.
I know.
I literally just sip my tea like that meme of Kermit, like, mm-hmm.
You did with one eyebrow up. No, I just think that it's probably like a coincidence in time. Like it's for whatever reason.
Fine. All of that, sure. But how come Kay felt the exact same feeling?
I think sleep paralysis happens to people.
Not the exact same pattern just because you're suddenly in that room.
But if you go back into their story, Holly does not say it grabbed her leg.
Yes, it does.
The first time, the first part, they felt pressure on their legs.
Uh-huh.
I tuned into that part because I'm like, oh yeah, that's sleep paralysis. You feel pressure on your legs.
Okay.
That's not.
Somebody could describe pressure and grabbing.
Somebody could, but they didn't.
Oh my gosh.
They said pressure on my leg, and then their friend Kay said they grabbed my leg. Those are two different things.
They could be two different things.
They are two different things.
If I was sleeping and suddenly I got woken up by something on my legs, I don't know if I would say grab or pressure, but I feel like they would both be the same.
Okay, but what if you were writing it into a podcast? Would you use the same terminology?
I don't know, but no, Kay is not writing in.
You would think back to the first memory and it was pressure on my legs. And then the second thing is that your friend said someone grabbed my leg.
Too coincidental. You will never convince me that that was not related.
That's because you're a follower. So you're like, oh, okay, Holly, whatever you say, I'll follow it.
You could convince me. No, because I'm not following you right now. You could convince me all the other things. I'll give you a voyeur. For sure. That does sound like it is a very big possibility.
Okay.
Sorry. That's really creepy, Holly. The handle, I don't know, but whatever. Even that is more plausible. But the fact that they both felt something with their legs, no, absolutely not. And both described it as feeling watched. They both felt that.
Yeah. Okay. Also, how much information did Holly share with her friend before she spent the night there?
Specifically, it says in the email, they knew about the knocking, but I never said about being watched because I didn't want them to think I was losing it.
Right. But if I were to tell you, I want you to spend the night with me, but just a heads up, someone keeps knocking at my window. I have implanted in your mind so many possibilities about spending the night at my house. Like, that's a little scary. What do you mean? And also, Kay's pretty brave because I'd be like, what do you mean somebody's knocking at your window? Actually, I'd probably sit up and be like, let's see who the son of a bitch is. But it sets the tone. It's like, okay, something creepy is going to happen.
Fine, but not legs. No way. You're never going to convince me of that.
Sleep paralysis. It happens.
It does happen. It doesn't happen just because you shared a room with somebody who once had sleep paralysis.
Here's what I think. Honestly, I think that Holly had sleep paralysis, like 101. That's exactly what, when they were describing it, that's what I was thinking.
I agree.
I feel like their friend who spent the night was like by proximity, like not sleep paralysis, but like spooked the fuck out because someone's knocking. I'm sure if you're a good friend of mine and I've had a spooky experience with Bob, I've told you about Bob. I've told you all about the ghost, and now there's knocking at my house. You're my good friend. Kay, let me tell you all about this and spill the tea.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I do think it was sleep paralysis, but we disagree on what we think can cause sleep paralysis.
I think that, okay, let me go back. I do, just to clarify, I don't think Kay had sleep paralysis. I think Kay had an imagination.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
But Holly had sleep paralysis. that could have been caused by a ghost. And
if they existed. But go ahead.
Kay's like got grabbed. I'm sorry. We're haunted. We're haunted here. I'm so glad that you were able to
Oh my gosh, I
cleanse.
just had a really creepy thought. I hope the real Bob didn't. Like the real Bob.
Like living flesh.
Living voyeur Bob didn't actually follow Holly home.
That would be awful.
I mean, this person knows how to slink in and out of places.
Oh,
Holly, check your house. Do Aaron's trick, a broomstick. Go up there in your attic.
Well, they cleanse and now they're on the outside knocking.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's still scary.
They're not, Holly. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
I believe you.
Okay, that's all it takes. It takes one to believe in you, and there it is.
I feel like we have a lot of people who listened who are Aaron, not siding with you.
I know Birdie's yelling, I believe too.
That's right.
Which is great. And it takes all kinds.
That's right. Okay, well, I'm so excited. We got some news stories.
Oh my gosh,
this was excited. Great. Thanks. Keep them coming. You guys are getting magnets for sending them in. If you want a magnet, just make sure we have your address. And write in. So I'm only talking to those specific people who wrote in. If you want a magnet, you also have to write in.
That's right. Okay, my fan favorite this week is Bucky. Now,
okay.
Bucky is not even on our Facebook group.
Okay.
But I have to thank them for, they added me. I don't even know why, but they added me to a group called Kentucky Paranormal.
Okay.
Facebook group.
Okay.
So out of nowhere, I get this invitation. I'm like, well, hell yeah, I didn't even know this existed. And so there's this whole thread and this whole chat of everybody who, like, Bucky is a paranormal investigator.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Bucky from Kentucky?
Bucky from Kentucky.
I love it.
Right? And this is a Kentucky night.
Mm-hmm.
Love a good Kentucky night. A rainy night in Georgia. What's that song?
I don't know, but we're
Kentucky
not talking about Georgia.
Rain. Well, it's in the song.
Oh.
In Kentucky Rain. Anyway, my Owensboro friends know that song. If any of them listen to this. So anyway.
Mindy might.
Oh, Mindy. I hope you do. Sorry, I just became very aware of how sober you are and how a little bit intoxicated I am.
Oh. Okay. That's pretty rare.
I know, it's very rare. And so when I became aware, I was like, oh, get your shit together. She is watching all of this with an eagle eye. That was my inner dialogue there.
Okay.
So Bucky, I have no idea why Bucky invited me.
Okay.
So I feel like somewhere along the line, they must have saw the podcast, the name of the podcast, like, okay, I'll add you. So by Bucky adding me to this group, it has opened the door to me getting more and more stories.
Awesome.
So I want to thank Bucky, and I want to promote Kentucky Paranormal Facebook website. So we'll post that on there. And Bucky is looking for new followers. And Bucky does paranormal investigations here locally in Kentucky.
Ooh, what part of Kentucky do you know?
I think just here in Kentucky.
Oh, all over.
Maybe don't ask that question because I don't know. I don't know. I just know it's in Kentucky. Maybe in Eastern Kentucky, where our first story was from. Second story was from.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Bucky. And thank you to all of our new writers of this week's stories. They were great.
Thank you so much.
If you want to find out anything about our podcast, you can go to our website at www.myskepticalsister.com, where you can find out our Patreon information. Like for $3 a month, you get extra bonus content weekly, pretty much extra bloopers, our advice episode. And then for $5 a month, you get all that plus our movie nights, and you get a sticker when you sign up. Mm-hmm. So you can go that way. But if you want to support us in other ways without, spending any money, just please go rate, review, subscribe on any platform that you can, because that really, really helps us get out there, get more people to listen, and therefore get more stories in so we can keep going.
There you go.
If you want our contact information, you can also find that on our website. And you can write in directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. We're on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, you covered it all.
Yeah, we will talk to y'all next week.
Don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you.
Okay.
It's from the holler.
La 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 la.
Ooh, I wonder if people can hear the rain.
So spooky.
How you liking that rain, girl? You know what that's from? No, you don't. It's from Twilight.
No, I was like, no. And they say that in Twilight?
Yeah, it's not a great moment.
If I had to be down on my knees, I don't know where I was going to go with that. Let's try that again.
Ooh, I think I'm starting. Right? Sandwich.
That's right. You asked me if I wanted a sandwich earlier, but you meant, can we sandwich something?
Can we sandwich the stories? Don't
That's
make it weird.
The stories. Now I can think of as turkey and lettuce and tomato. Go ahead.
The house is old, so the doors don't always latch. Shut completely. Shut up. It's not drinking, apparently, that does it.
No, right.
The tour guides talk to us about the other people. Oh, God, wait. I think drinking makes me a better reader.
In a twist of events.
What? My friends and I were standing by the doorway, and the fireplace. Oh, son of a bitch. I cannot read tonight.
Just drink more tea. That'll help.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Good. I want you to struggle as much as you can. That was really rough. It was really rough.
I'm going to make it smooth for you so you don't have to. I thought her name was Beth.
That was the first story I read. Sorry. At least you're paying attention at some point.
We've gotten a few from this last week on their group site. I don't know how to word this.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that a couple of them have written in. So,
thanks to being added by Bucky, we've been able to get a couple of stories.
Yes. By bucking. By bucking. That was a big old boy bucking a big boy. Okay.